This is the all-new Linux Mint 21.3 Virginia. The next mega iteration of the popular Linux distro is set to blow your mind with new features, improvements, and an even better computing experience. Linux Mint Cinnamon Desktop is probably the biggest reason for Linux Mint's popularity, and this time we are seeing a brand new version of Cinnamon rolling out. Cinnamon 6.0, which is a new major version of this desktop, debuts with Linux Mint 21.3, and wait until you see this because it's bringing some big changes to the desktop. There are also updates to the core Mint apps. There is one cool new feature that I'm particularly looking to share with you, and it's gonna make your life so much simpler. And Mint also has an updated set of applications that you're gonna enjoy. So without further ado, let's jump right in and have a look at the all new Linux Mint 21.3. Alright, the biggest update that Linux Mint 21.3 brings is Cinnamon 6.0. This is a major update to its desktop environment, and that means big changes. Now I'm a Linux Mint user myself, and Cinnamon has been undergoing some major visual overhauls since the last few iterations. Mint developers are in the process of modernizing Cinnamon desktop, just like GNOME went from Series 3 to 40 series. Just 3 months ago, the Linux Mint team brought a few big changes to their desktop. In the theme settings, a new concept called styles was introduced. This vastly simplified desktop customization on Mint. You can now choose accent colors, desktop theme, and even choose between dark and light modes here. The older theme setting is still available here, and it's exhaustive. Additionally, we were introduced to dual tone color schemes and a resizable main menu. Yes sir, you can now drag and readjust the main menu size here now. The notification banners were also redesigned to look more modern and sleek. And talking about a subtle design update we saw, the tooltips were completely redesigned. We get these new elements which look inspired by KDE Plasma, but fit in here perfectly. All these and other cumulative work done on Cinnamon bring it from looking like this to looking like this. Bamboozled, huh? Cinnamon 6 is the culmination of all the incremental updates, but there is one under the hood change that's pretty important for the future of Cinnamon desktop. Cinnamon 6 brings initial Wayland support. Now Wayland is a display server protocol that's replacing the older X11. A display server is a program that basically manages everything that you see on the computer screen. X11 is the older one and Wayland is the newer one. GNOME and KDE Plasma have already provided very good support for Wayland. The support there is so good that some distros using GNOME and Plasma are even thinking about completely replacing X11 with Wayland. Yep, you might see this sooner than you expect, maybe as soon as the next version of Fedora. On Mint, Wayland is not there yet. This is just the initial experimental support, but this is definitely a big step forward by all measures. Wayland looks like it is the future. While Wayland on Mint does come with a big experimental warning tag, I found it completely usable for my workflow. Using Wayland instead of X11 also means that you're gonna get improved performance, significantly better latency, and overall a better computing experience. Wayland also enables fractional scaling on Cinnamon desktop. It's available on X11 as well, but the Wayland one should be better in all aspects once it's fully baked. Wayland is an under the hood change, but it's a huge change nonetheless and a very important step taken by Mint developers. Without it, Mint would have been left behind. It's good to see Wayland up and running on Mint. But remember, this is still experimental and may not be stable for all use cases. For most people, the default X11 should be the best option until full Wayland support rolls out on Mint, which is expected to be in Linux Mint 23 series. That's a long way yet. Every new version of Linux Mint comes with a new set of wallpapers. Mint, hands down, provides the most interesting set of wallpapers of all the distros. There is a set of Mint branding wallpapers, but the new ones that come out with every new release are photography wallpapers. This time we get a gorgeous set of wallpapers. Every one of these is just fantastic. All these are 4K wallpapers, so they look good on even high resolution screens. If you look at the wallpapers across different releases here, you'll notice that there is a pattern here, and there's something for everybody here. Now we talked about the graphical user interface, but the real power of Linux lies in the command line interface or the terminal. Having a good knowledge of Linux commands and being comfortable using the terminal really broadens what you can do with Linux and what kind of experience you are going to get here. So if you're interested in leveling up your Linux game, definitely check out my course Linux Mastery Express, which is the fastest way to learn Linux and start using Linux like a pro. I'll teach you a set of commands that will give you the confidence to use Linux without even a graphical user interface. Then we'll dive deep and learn how to use the V-editor and master shell scripting with real life examples. After teaching more than 100 students in person, I've curated this course with the top things that will level up your Linux skills the fastest. So if you're feeling like your Linux game is stuck in the same spot for too long and you're ready to take your Linux skills to the next level quickly, check out the link in the description below and get your Linux Mastery Express. We are running a massive 45% discount right now, so make use of it. Moving in deeper, let's talk about the performance profile of Linux Mint. Performance is one of the major attractions of Linux Mint. Mint has a modern desktop and workflows like GNOME desktop, but it's lighter than GNOME. Cinnamon is built using the same GTK toolkit as GNOME, but it doesn't come with resource-heavy animations and effects like GNOME's Activities Overview and Workspace Switcher. This makes Mint nimbler on a range of hardware. It simply uses less resources like RAM and CPU cycles, freeing up more for user applications. Mint also uses Ubuntu's Linux kernel, which is patched to provide better hardware compatibility as well as a smoother computing experience on a variety of hardware. Linux 5.15 is used here. While it's not the latest, it is very well tested to provide a smooth experience throughout. Another thing to note is that while Linux Mint does provide out-of-the-box support for Flatpak applications, none of the pre-installed ones are installed as Flatpaks. Everything here is installed in full native .deb packaging. On top of that, any application that you want to install will be available in .deb format. Again, Flatpak is provided but not encouraged like snaps on Ubuntu. This does bring performance benefits in terms of better startup times for applications. This is especially more pronounced if your system is installed on a hard disk drive and not on an SSD. In this case, you're gonna notice a huge difference in the startup times of Flatpaks and full native .deb packages. So all in all, Linux Mint is a very lean system. It doesn't compromise on features and stuff. Everything modern is available here, but it is efficient in how it runs. Better responsiveness, slightly better performance delivery, and battery life make Mint the greener choice for people who are looking to get that extra oomph. Linux Mint is one of those distros that gives us the perfect blend of stability and modern tech, high degree of usability and flexibility. Linux Mint is a Ubuntu-based distribution and it's a long-term support version, and the 21.3 version will be supported till 2027. Mint always plays the long game, because this long-term strategy suits the majority of personal computer users. Linux Mint is an extremely dependable operating system. You can use this system for your studies in schools and colleges, in your business, for software development, and anywhere else imaginable. Talking about the usability, this is where Mint particularly shines. Firstly, Mint Cinnamon Desktop is a user interface that's familiar to pretty much everybody, even if they have never used Linux before. The Windows 7 style desktop layout is universally understood. Traditional desktop layout, as it's called, provides a bottom panel which has your favorite and running applications, and a menu which has all your installed applications, and a search that lets you get to what you want quickly. That's pretty much everything you need to know to start using this system. Want an application? Open the menu and search for it. Want to change a setting? Open the menu and search for it. Really, it couldn't get simpler. Apart from that, Linux Mint maintains simplicity in everything. The software manager is simple, the settings application is straightforward, and with every update, Mint gets even better. Mint 21.3 brings some cool usability features too. Firstly, there are new type of desktop extensions here. Linux Mint 21.3 introduces Actions. Actions are a new feature that lets you add additional options to the context menu. Now with these, you'll be able to do more when you right click for more options. Right now, there is a very small set of actions available here, but trust me, soon actions are going to be the most popular and most used spices or extensions of Linux Mint, because the possibilities are limitless here. I myself can imagine tens of use cases for my particular workflow alone. Wallpapers, the wireless file sharing utility on Mint, now gets manual connection option. You can send and receive files from your phone and computer directly by scanning a QR code now. Still transferring files using a USB cable? Wake up bro, this is not the Stone Age. By the way, Wallpapers has also become very secure now. Now anybody just can't try to send you files and stuff. You need to set a group code and only computers and phones that have the same group code can communicate with. This feature was added after feedback from SUSE team. Hypnotics, the IPTV app here gets some very important updates. Firstly, you can now make channels favorites here. By the way, to use this, you need to add channels manually here. Google search for IPTV channels and click on this GitHub link. Copy this link, open a terminal, type in wget space and paste the link and hit enter. Then open Hypnotics, click here, add provider, select local M3U file in this drop down, give it a name, and select the downloaded file from here. Click OK. Then you'll be able to browse and watch free TV channels here. Click on a channel name to watch it for free. It takes a few seconds to start a channel, so be mindful of that. You can also search for channels here. There are more options on how to customize and watch different channels on this GitHub page. Check it out. Hypnotics also has enhanced support for YouTube videos now. You can watch YouTube videos from Hypnotics directly. Now many of you might know that the YouTube DL package hardly works anymore. Hypnotics uses the upstream version of YT DLP package, which it directly gets from GitHub to connect to YouTube. This is a fantastic update as the YT DLP package from GitHub is the only package that keeps up with YouTube updates and works reliably. There have been many other feature updates that make using Mint a more enjoyable affair. Overall, in the stability and usability department, Linux Mint 21.3 scores top points. Linux Mint 21.3 is based on Ubuntu 22.04 LTS, so you'll be able to install software from Ubuntu software repositories here. Let me just say that Ubuntu repositories contain everything. All the software created for Linux will be available here in well-tested yet new versions. The software available here have undergone extensive testing, so everything works flawlessly here. One major divergence that Linux Mint takes away from its parent distro is promotion of snaps. Snaps are the unified packages created by Ubuntu's parent company Canonical. Now these are a smash hit among developers and they do have their compelling advantages. But let's just say some of us old schoolers prefer to use full native .deb packages. Linux Mint is a safe haven for us right now. While it does promote Flatpaks, which are another popular unified packages, .deb packages are very accessible nonetheless. Right now, most of the applications installed on my system are fully native .deb packages. I think I have just one Flatpak installed. So you can see how Linux Mint caters to us Linux old schoolers, if you want to call us that. But yeah, as I said, unified packages have their strong advantages, and if you want to use those, full Flatpak support is pre-installed on Mint, and if you want, you can install and use snaps as well here. You get that full freedom to choose what you want. Mint developers prioritize that freedom over a vision of a particular kind of user experience, and I think this is very important in the free-spirited world of Linux. Linux Mint Debian Edition, which is another version of Linux Mint based on Debian instead of Ubuntu, takes this concept to a whole new level. I've made a very informative video on that which I think you'll really enjoy, and you must definitely check it out if you're into Linux Mint. So yeah, check it out here. Linux Mint provides one of the finest platforms for gaming today. That epic dream of flawless wine compatibility on Linux has been achieved and surpassed today. Of course, I'm using colorful language. But yeah, gaming on Linux is better than ever thanks to Wine, Steam and its Proton feature. Steam not only provides thousands of Linux games in its library, but it also enables you to install and run Windows exclusive games like they are Linux native. Steam as a company has always played nice with Linux and brings an amazing library of Linux native games. Top titles like Dota 2, Team Fortress 2, Counter-Strike 2, the Tomb Raider series, Stardew Valley are all available natively on Linux. The first three that I named are free as well. Then, Steam also lets you play top titles like GTA 5, Cyberpunk 2077, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, Elden Ring and many thousands more directly on Linux even when these are Windows exclusives. This is achieved through Steam's Proton feature. Proton handles all the Wine and other configuration hassle for you. You'll be surprised at how well the whole thing runs. It's literally as simple as hitting the play button on Steam. Definitely check it out. You can also install thousands of free Linux games directly from the software manager here. These are installed either through Ubuntu repositories or FlatHub. There are some decent titles here like 080, Super Tux Card, Zonotic, which can be hours of fun. Gaming on Linux Mint is just fantastic. Linux Mint is extremely easy to install and get started with. It uses Ubuntu's Ubiquity installer, which is one of the simplest installers we have. Download the ISO from the official website, flash it onto a USB stick and live boot into it. Then you can use the simple installer to select the partition to install Mint, create your username and password and other details like your preferred language, your time zone and a few other details. Once the system is installed, reboot into the newly installed system and you'll be welcomed by a welcome application which will help you set up your system. It'll help you personalize the system with your favorite color scheme, set up time shift backups, which you absolutely should, and do other important things like setting up auto updates. Linux Mint also helps you install proprietary drivers for NVIDIA GPUs. AMD and Intel integrated drivers are pre-installed and you don't have to do anything. I have an NVIDIA GPU and installing proprietary drivers on some distributions can be very cumbersome. but Mint makes it very easy. Mint 21.3 also brings full support for secure boot across a wider range of hardware, so many more people will be able to install Mint with secure boot enabled. Overall, installing and setting up Mint is extremely easy as it guides you every step of the way. Linux Mint 21.3 is the final update in the 21 series, and this whole series has been about incremental updates. Yeah, you'll never see any drastic changes or huge mind-bending updates with Mint, because for Linux Mint, consistency in how it works and how the user interacts with it is a huge driving factor, and it's an absolute boon that we have a mainstream Linux distro that understands this. Linux Mint is also capable of providing this level of consistency because it has full control over its desktop. But at the same time, Linux Mint has been getting those incremental updates that keep it on the edge of that modern computing experience. In the name of stability, a contemporary computing experience is never sacrificed here. As I said, Mint slowly went from this to this, and did you even notice it? That's the power of slow and steady growth. I don't know where we'll go from here onwards, but wherever it is, I'm sure my Linux Mint system will always be familiar and enjoyable for me every morning. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, definitely consider subscribing to the channel and leave me a big thumbs up. And if you're interested in leveling up your Linux skills, the link to my course, Linux Mastery Express, is given in the description below. It's designed to teach you Linux and take you from zero to hero within the shortest amount of time possible. You'll be using Linux like a pro within a matter of hours, so definitely check that out. And if you're a Linux Mint lover, definitely check out LMDE, which is yet another fantastic distro that comes from the makers of Linux Mint. It's taking the Linux world by storm, and it's unlike anything you have seen yet, so absolutely don't miss that. Alright, this is Linux Tex, signing out.